Singular number?
Like X and Y's instead of R's and thetas. So whenever you have something with an R or a theta or an R and a theta, your answer has to have X's and Y's in it. Whenever you have something with an X and a Y or an X or a Y, your answers are going to have R's and thetas in it, okay? So you just have to convert from one to the other. Well, we know if you look at R at your thing, R equals X squared plus Y squared. I think it's the square root of that.
Yep.
So that's going to be square root of X squared plus Y squared equals 6. How do I get rid of the hood?
Square it the other side.
You square, and we get X squared plus Y squared equals 36. Did we go from R's and thetas to X's and Y's? So, what does X equal when you're going in the other direction? What does it say in your formula sheet?
Y over X.
R cosine of theta equals 5, correct? And we typically want to leave the R alone in these equations because that's our equations are always R equals, like we did on Desmos, remember? So we're going to divide by cosine of theta. And R equals 5 over cosine of theta, but cosine of theta is downstairs. How do I bring it upstairs? What does it turn into?
Negative?
No,
What'd you say? Secant of theta. And theta equals tan negative 1 of y over x, right? So I'm going to replace that for theta up there, and I'm going to say tan negative 1 of y over x equals 45 or pi over 4. They're both, it's the same. Okay? So how would I move this tan negative 1 to the other side? What would it turn into?
Tan 1.
Huh?
Cotangent.
Turns to tangent, plain tangent. So now we have y over x equals tangent of 45, or tangent of pi over 4, if you like radians. What is the tangent of 45?
Well, let's see.
It's 1.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
So y over x equals 1. And if I were to leave the y alone, what do? Multiply what on both sides? X on both sides. So y equals x.
Now that's...
Whenever you see one like this, you're going to FOIL that x minus 3. So that's x minus 3 times x minus 3 plus y squared equals 9. Let's FOIL it first, and we get x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared equals 9. And I know that x squared plus y squared equals something, right?
Yep.
Minus 6x. And then look what happens when I move this 9 over here. That equals 0, right?
Yeah.
You see it? So what does x squared plus y squared equal?
Well, if we don't know what x or y that stands for, we don't know.
Isn't it equal to r? Look at your notes from yesterday.
It is.
X squared plus
yeah.
y squared is r.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to move this 6x over to the other side as a positive 6x.
But
What is x?
Root 2 over that. Don't we need a...
So r squared equals 6x. X squared plus y squared equals r squared, not r.
And it's r squared because the square root is not on top of it.
That's right. So now, what is x equal to? Isn't it r cosine of theta? So we've got all r's and thetas, but my r isn't alone over there. But if I divide both sides by r, I get r equals 6 cosine of theta, and that is the answer. I know that r cosine of theta is x, right? Mm-hmm. Look at the right side, though. Is there an r there?
No.
So I'm going to add an r to both sides. And now I have r squared equals 6, and that's equal to x. So I got rid of the r and the theta on the right. What is r squared equal to?
X squared plus y squared.
And you're done.